This was a weekend for the books, John. We won two NAACP Image Awards over the weekend. We won one for Outstanding Talk Series. And we also won one for my podcast, Two Funny Mamas, with my bestie, Kim Whitley. And I promise you, me and my team, we were just so happy to be nominated. We were all ready for this trip to sunny California. And John, you had said it last week. You said that Tony said it never rains in Southern California. But when I tell you, they lied on every lyric in that daggone song. When I tell y'all, not only was it raining, it was literally like a monsoon in Los Angeles. We kept getting flash flood alerts on our phones. It was these notifications, don't drive. Like, it was hailing. In Pasadena, it was snowing. Oh my goodness, but nothing was gonna stop us. We had made it to California. I'm telling you. And we made it to the dinner, but instead of SUVs, we probably could have used a few submarines to get there. It literally, making our way to the NAACP Image Awards, it felt like an episode of Survivor, the Rainforest Edition. Trying to get to the venue in downtown Los Angeles. And on our way to the NAACP dinner on Friday, we got word that the red carpet was canceled because it got flooded. It was so much rain, it got flooded. So they had the dinner, the NAACP committee had it set up with this beautiful tinted rooftop, so it was tents everywhere. But in order to get to it, the security guards had the umbrellas over it. And all I kept thinking of, you know, that's how it was just so wet, and you had to walk across the walkway, which was covered in plastic. Look at all of that water. It was covered in plastic and water as high as a kiddie pool. So that's the tents. Water was all on top of the tents. And when you got inside, the carpet was, you know, soaking wet. And my co-EP, Fernita Wynn, stepped in the water and it covered up her shoe. And I remember saying to Kim Whitley, I said, she's not gonna be a happy woman she's not gonna be happy. Because that's the worst when you got to sit through an award show and your feet are soaking wet. So we were all soaking wet. The winds kept blowing and the tents kept shaking. You know, we're shaking. The roof was shaking because it was so much water. And it was so funny. We were sitting there and people were on stage accepting their awards. And it was that sound. Remember that sound, John, that happens in the murder mysteries before something bad happens? It literally was like, whoa, whoa. And our producer, Ashley, who had come, this is one of her first times in California, she was like, what the hell is going on? Because it felt like the tents were going to fall on us. Yeah. And I kept trying to say, everybody get under the table, but Marco Glorious, he bigger than the whole table, because he was with us. I'm trying to figure out how is Marco gonna fit under the table? It was strong. But when I tell you, we all had a good time despite the weather drama. And the thing about these award shows is like, you know, you're so happy that you're running into folks and you're seeing everybody win. The hit stars show P-Valley won big that night. My God, they took home some awards. And then, of course, Abbott Elementary was racking up awards all weekend. And I was so excited to see one of the show's stars, who I used to do stand-up comedy with, William Stanford Davis, and his wife actually sat at the same table as the Sherri crew. And I have to say, you know, with Abbott Elementary, this was like the little show that could. You had people in there, you recognized Sheryl Lee Ralph, but a lot of the people you didn't recognize, and it has changed their lives. Like, you see Sheryl Lee Ralph living her best life. And so when I talked to Stan, I said, because we used to do stand-up comedy, nobody had any money, we were all struggling, and I said to Stan, how you doing? And he said, Abbott Elementary has changed my life. And it was so wonderful seeing him and his wife there. Yeah, give him a hand. He's amazing. Quinta just has made people's dreams come true. That I give Quinta a big, you know, just God bless you, girl, for making people's dreams come true on this show. So My bestie Kim Whitley was also at the table, and the two of us worked up an appetite trying to get into the show. So by the time they started serving dinner, I did what I do best. I just ate and drank the whole time. They had some good, that food was good. And you see all these people. We saw Chef Melba of Melba's of Harlem. They're looking fly. And we ran into Queen Sugar Star Tammy Townsend. And the funny thing is, every time I stopped to get up to take a photo, I would sit right back down, and I kept eating and drinking. And I did so much drinking, I turned to Kim during the show, and I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, and we're sitting there, and I said, but I don't want to miss the show, because we didn't know when our category was coming up. And so Kim was like, well, let's go to the bathroom now. And that's when we heard Bel Air star Coco Jones and rapper Armani White say, and the next category is Outstanding Talk Show. And then I had to sit down. And I sat down, and I thought to myself, Sherri, you just gonna have to get a UTI and hold it. I did. And so, y'all, when I did Friday's show, you saw me prepare all of my different award show faces. You know, the if I win face, the if I lose face. But let me tell you something, once they start announcing those nominees, everything goes out the window. Take a look.
Sherri.
In the making, and sometimes I would sit there and go, Father God, have you forgotten about me? And this goes to show you, he has not forgotten about you. This is why I love you, and I don't know what else. I gotta go to the bathroom. But thank y'all so much. This means so much, and congratulations to everybody else in the category. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's so funny because I didn't write a speech because I didn't want to jinx it. And the whole time I've been doing this, I've been praying, Lord, whatever your will is. But I would go, but I sure would love to win. And so I never wrote a speech, and this is what I realized: the worst thing in the world is not to write a speech, because I couldn't think it. John went first. He made this amazing speech, and I got up and
after I did the Fred Sanford, like, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
You grabbed your heart. I thought you were gonna have a heart attack.
I was Fred Sanford for the moment, yeah.
You sure were Fred Sanford. Lizzie, I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. But John did this amazing speech, and then he gave me the microphone, and I think I said that, but the rest of the speech was they didn't have it in there. I kept going, I gotta go to the bathroom. I don't know what to say. I introduced my producers, and I was like, I gotta go. So I'm gonna write a speech or everything, but it was so great having some of the producers from the show there with us. They asked me if they could go, and we flew out. My co-EP, Fernita Wynn. That's Fernita in the blue. Our co-executive producer, and then our two producers, Ashley in the fuchsia, and Patrick back there with the big smile, Patrick Hester and Ashley, and our audience producer, Marco Glorious is right back there. Look at Marco. And I'm gonna say, and he was popping his pecs. He was popping. Always popping those pecs. I think that might have been the winning thing, Marco, the pep pop.
Good luck, pep pop.
But then we had, so after you win the award, this is what happens. You got to go backstage. You got to take all kinds of pictures. Other celebrities are back there. Morris Chestnut was back there. You know, all of these celebrities are back there, and everybody's congratulating you. And then, and I told the people, I was like, I still got to go to the bathroom. So the escort was showing me to the bathroom. I'm walking down there, and then I heard the nominees for Outstanding Arts and Entertainment Podcast. And I ran back because I felt bad because all the Sherri team was sitting at the table with Kim, and Kim was by herself. So Kim had assigned jobs to everybody. She said, Marco, I need you to help me up the stairs, because she had a long dress on with a slit. And she said, I need, Marco, you to help me upstairs. She told Patrick, I need you to videotape me when I have to walk up the stairs, because she had already said we were gonna win. I still was jinxed. And I realized Kim is by herself at the table, nobody is with her, so I ran out from backstage. You see how fast? Like, Sherri, you gonna pee and slide off the stage. Because I knew Kim was really flustered because she needs me to, like, hold her down. And so I'm running across that stage. I am doing Kegels like you would not believe. Trying not to wet my dress. And of course, so we got up to the podium. She came up. She asked somebody she didn't even know to help her up the stairs. And of course, our acceptance speech felt just like an episode of our podcast. Take a look.
Did you go to the bathroom?
Lord
have mercy. We gotta make this quick, because her bladder ain't worth a damn. Y'all, thank you so much. And we want to thank the NAACP for noticing us. Please stop. You want to say something else?
Thank you. And I want to thank all the sisters whose weaves and wigs have held up in the rain.
Yes, you did want to say that. Give it up.
Thank you.
Spanx. Remember Spanx.
Give it up for everybody that's wearing Spanx, because the Spanx ain't supposed to have lasted this long. I feel sorry for y'all with natural hair, because I know you came in looking like Naomi Campbell, but you look like Shaka Khan.
Okay, that even went too far. I apologize for my friend. She means well. That's why she got a talk show.
And if you subscribe to our podcast, Two Funny Mamas, that's really what it is with Kim and I. But Kim and I, we drink so much, like we were seeing all these celebrities and we drank so much, and we saw Method Man, who was sitting a few rows behind us. And Method Man won, like, Outstanding Actor for his movie that he was in. And we ran over to him to take a photograph, and he was so great, but he was worried about his shirt looking crooked. So Kim and I were trying to fix his shirt, but then it looked like we were looking at his crotch. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. It was an honor. It was an honor accepting those awards, but it sure was an honor, like, fixing his shirt and tucking that sucker back in. Let me tell you. So then, and I was so happy because my best friend Niecy Nash won for lead actress for Dahmer. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what this caption is. 3 boobs and a bob. I don't know. It was so much boobs coming out, but you know, the thing that I love is when I won, because Niecy knew how much this meant to me, she ran all the way from across the room, because she was sitting all the way, way far from me, and she ran all the way across the room, and just as they called my name, all you could hear her screaming was, "That's my friend! That's my friend!" And it was so nice to win alongside my friend Niecy Nash, because we've known each other for 25 years, and she used to live in the back room at our mother's house, and we would sit on that porch and dream together. So the fact that we both won an award that same night meant so much to me. And I just gotta tell you. So I love you, Niecy, for that. And I saw my girl Angie Martinez, who's here today. Angie was there, and Angie gave me a hard time because Kim and I were nominated alongside her in the same podcast category. So she's gonna be out later in the show. I hope she does her acceptance speech, because, but we had such a good time that we stayed to the very end of the show. I mean, we stayed till the lights were about to get turned off. The tables we were still there taking pictures. And let me tell you why I love the NAACP Awards, because they are a show that recognizes all people of color and celebrating equality. This show is literally about uplifting diversity. And I feel like that's what the Sherri Show embodies as well. And the Image Awards, they got so many categories that they've had to spread out the awards over 5 days. So it was like Image Awards week in Los Angeles. And a special shout out to Karen Boykin-Towns, Vice Chairman of the NAACP National Board of Directors, for just making sure that we got in. Even though it rained, y'all still did a great job at taking care of everybody. Thank you for doing a great job. And I do want to thank, keep moving it up, I want to thank the team that works to help me and Kim with Two Funny Mamas. That's Chris Dimon, our producer, Sheila Eldridge, and our sidekick, Andre Lavelle. And I have to thank the company that produces the Sherri Show, Debmar Mercury, for believing in me, for us, our parent company, Lionsgate, all the affiliates, thank you for carrying the Sherri Show, and all of the viewers who voted for us. And this is what I wanted to say on stage. I'm so proud of this team that has worked to make this show be the feel-good time that it is. All the folks around here who work make my job look easy because they work so hard. And the producers and the crew, the people behind the scenes that you don't get to see, the people that are lifting up the door, that's a heavy door, who say to me right before I walk out, Sherri, you look beautiful, have a great show. All of those things, that is who I want to say thank you to. And you are doing such an amazing job. And this award is for everybody on this show that helps this talk show be the great talk show that it is. So thank you.